Everyone is saying the CS job market is cool. But let's be honest, compared to the COVID boom, everything looks worse. That time was a bubble, not a baseline. So before you start panicking or giving up, let's take a deep breath and get real. Hi, my name is Arda, and I was a junior until yesterday. Now I'm a senior going to UC Berkeley studying computer science. In the previous videos, I talked about how I got into the university, what I've done, the projects, and overall just life at Cal. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about why I think the CS job market is not cooked. Let's start with the numbers. According to this graph, the hiring levels are back to the 2020 levels, which was normal at the time. This is pre-COVID. You might be hearing about all the layoffs that the companies are doing, like Microsoft 6,000 people, and all the other companies, the Salesforce was 1,000 people, Google was like 400. All the other companies, everyone is doing layoffs, except for certain companies that didn't scale insane during the COVID boom. Like Apple you don't hear Apple doing a lot of layoffs, for example. It's purely how they put themselves. The Bureau of Labor Statistics is projecting a 17% growth for SWE and 26% growth for AI ML related roles in the next 10 years. Okay, so statistically speaking, we still have room to go. We still have a future to go. So if you're worried about, I'm gonna get a CS degree and there's gonna be no future because AI is gonna take my job over. Every time where there was a new technological advancement, some jobs were cut and a lot of new jobs were born. So with AI and ML, a lot of new jobs will be out there too. And also, comparing the CS to other engineering majors, CS is still leading. So if you have worries about, if you're a high school student and have worries about how AI is going to take everyone's job, don't be worried. Learn the fundamentals. They're very important. Learn the fundamentals, go to school, and try to grow as much as possible. Then maybe you're hearing all these people just complaining about the job market. But before you complain about the CS job market, ask yourself these questions. How many people have reviewed your resume? Did anyone actually give real feedback, or did they just look at it and said, looks good? How many jobs did you apply to? 10, 50, 200, 1,000? It's numbers game. Did you ask for any referrals? Or how many referrals did you ask for? Did you tailor your resume to specific job listings that you really wanted to get an interview for? Now, all these questions are the questions that you need to ask, and let me go into detail for each one of them. Starting with how many people have reviewed your resume. Personally, before this summer recruitment cycle started, more than 25 people, the college counselors as well as the industry recruiters have reviewed my resume and gave me real feedback. Your resume is your landing page. When a university recruiter looks at the candidates, they look at the resume first. So you have to make sure that formatting-wise, the resume is perfect. Experience-wise, if you don't have industry experience, related industry experience, building side projects are very important. I made a video on why I think the side projects matter more than your GPA. GPA matters if you want to go to master's, if you want to go to PhD, or if you want to get a, maybe on your first job, they might look at GPA. After that, it's about you, okay? And building side projects, I'm not talking about building a basic calculator. I'm talking about making impactful projects. I've done this many users signed up for. I've done this. I've affected this many people. I've done this. I partnered with those companies, etc. These orgs. I've helped these kids in Africa. I don't know. Impactful projects. Okay, those are important. And asking how to get a feedback is important too. Don't just ask like, can you review my resume and then just tell me everything. Especially if they don't have time. If they have time and this is their job, like university recruiters, fine. But if they're like someone, if they're an engineer working at a company, and when I hand them over my resume and they look at it, they ask me questions, they go like, so overall, like, how do you think I can improve like this part of my resume? You know, very specific part. If they think there's something improvable on that part, they will say it. If they think there's something else improvable on another part that they recognize, they will say that as well. So learn these things. Go to career fairs. Get familiar with how to talk with industry people. Practice your 1-minute pitch. 1-minute pitch is, I always give the same 1-minute pitch to whether if I'm in an interview, it's always the same, or if I met someone from the industry, like a formal, you know, I give them the same 1-minute spiel. Next, in this job market, the next one is very important. How many jobs did you apply to? Did you put all of your eggs in one basket and apply to only 10 jobs that you really wanted? Even though if you get a couple interviews from the 10 jobs that you applied to and then you go to final round and you get a rejection, you'll be very late to the recruitment cycle. By the time you get a rejection, and you'll be behind on getting other offers. So always keep applying, even if you're interviewing with other companies, even if you move on to the final stage, even if you after got your offer, just keep interviewing for practice, you know. Personally, for this summer, I applied to around like 250 internship applications, and I got around like 5-6 referrals. And interestingly enough, the only 2 offers that I got from the jobs that I applied to with referrals. So referrals are very key. Referrals will help you get your foot into the door. They're not gonna get you the job, but they're gonna help you get foot in the door. Because I've done 5 interviews with Pfizer, maybe 6, and the referral was only able to give me the opportunity to interview. So it's very important to be able to get the opportunity. Applying to as many jobs as possible is a key as well, but on a day where AI can apply to like mass apply to a lot of jobs, referrals start playing a key role. Now, how are you gonna find a referral? Well, if you know someone in person, amazing. If you don't, start reaching out to people on LinkedIn, but don't just start with, "Hi, my name is Arda. Can you give me a referral for Facebook?" No. Say, "Hi." For example, this is an example that I recently did. I'm interested in the PM roles, right? So I went to a PM on LinkedIn and I said, "Hi, I'm very interested in the PM space. I've done these like other industries, but I'm interested in the PM space, and I never had a chance to talk with someone from the industry. Would you be open to meeting for 15 minutes over Zoom and talking about your experience and giving any feedback?" If you go to good school and then you see like your alumni, the likelihood of them answering might increase. I don't know if that's like true or not, but that's what people say. So when you get into that 15 minutes, just talk, ask questions, learn. And a week after, just follow up and be like, "Hey, I saw this, like such a coincidence. I saw this job listing on your company. Like, do you think you would be able to give me a referral for this job listing?" So we said, apply to as many jobs as possible and apply with referrals as possible. Also like programs like Reboot Scholars, Color Stack, like Mentor Me Collective, and other programs are like they're just programs, or like Color 2040, or there are a lot of university programs that have alumni that you can connect to. So get into these university programs, get into clubs, get into orgs, and you can cop a few referrals here and there. Referrals are very important if you're applying for jobs and internships. And tailoring your resume for a specific job, I only recommend this if you really want that job specifically, because it takes time to edit the keywords and stuff. There's some AI applications there that you can use, but I don't know if they're 100% effective. And this is a key aspect as well. Also, after asking all these questions and applying to a bunch of places, there are probably 2 options that you fall into. You either get the interviews and don't get offers, or you don't get interviews at all. If you don't get interviews, go back to the previous step on resume and reaching out to people and your side projects, and work on those. If you get the interviews but don't do well on the interviews, identify if it's the behavioral or technical and work accordingly. For behavioral, master the STAR. You're telling a story. It's always about storytelling. In the interviews, I always wrap whatever experience I have in a storytelling wise. Amazon has a great guide on what they're looking for, and it's very detailed. Look up into that. I'll put the links down below. And for technical wise, I don't really have much advice. You just have to know what they're looking for. If it's a lead code problem, you need to run lead code. If it's a whiteboard problem, you need to do a problem similar. Just go to YouTube and look for the company name and technical interview, and just watch those and try to master those. So overall, the message I want to give to you is the CS job market isn't dead. It's just evolving. And you need to play your cards right. Stop comparing the market to COVID times and look what's ahead. Focus on what you can do differently than all the other people that are applying to jobs. At the end of the day, you're marketing yourself to other companies, just like how you marketed yourself into getting a university. So learn your marketing points and master how you can market your skills. Overall, that's my take on why I think the CS job market is not dead. If you find this video helpful, make sure to like and subscribe. Drop any questions that you might have about anything. And thank you for listening, and see you next time.